Today, I want to talk about a place they used to call the Coney Island of central New York, Sylvan Beach. It's a village in the town of Vienna, located on the eastern end of Oneida Lake, which itself is the remnant of a much larger, ancient body of water, where our story will begin. Lake Iroquois. It formed nearly 12,000 years ago when a massive glacier from the last ice age began to retreat. As the ice melted, the lake drained and reshaped the terrain. This process led to the natural formation of Oneida Lake, including its sandy beaches. And in the millennia that followed, Native Americans lived around the lake and fished its rich waters. Specifically, it was the Oneida and Onondaga peoples of the Haudenosaunee. They referred to the lake as Jokwe, meaning white water. They harvested large quantities of Atlantic salmon, which were once abundant here. There was a nearby ancient trail known as the Deowainsta that connected Oneida Lake to the Mohawk River, and this linked waterways and settlements across the region. Europeans began arriving in the 1600s, and they established trade networks with the Haudenosaunee. European contact also introduced devastating diseases, which would wipe out many villages. In the late 1700s, the area was open to settlement by large land grants like the Scriba patent. One of the first settlers was Ephraim Church, who arrived with his family around 1797. By the early 1800s, thousands of farmers from New England had moved into the region, seeking fertile farmland. The town of Vienna was created in 1807, and among the communities that would develop here, Sylvan Beach would become one of the most prominent. But before it was known as Sylvan Beach, it was called Fish Creek. It started small, just a lakeside patch, where George Haskins and his Massachusetts crew were setting up shop, and greatness was on the horizon. Following the completion of the Erie Canal in 1825, Fish Creek was linked to the canal network by the Higginsville Side Cut, also known as the Oneida Lake Canal. With this new connection, the spot became a busy hub where produce and lumber were shipped, and a community began to form. This is especially true in the 1840s when James D. Spencer arrived. He saw its potential and played a major role in developing it as a resort. In 1878, the opening of Spencer's Grove marked the settlement's rise as a vacation spot. Around this time, the New York, Ontario, and Western Railway built a loop into the area and called it Sylvan Beach. Sylvan meaning of the forest or woods, and it's a label that remains to this day. In the 1880s, the settlement was referred to as the Coney Island of central New York, comparing it to the carnival-like spot down in Brooklyn, and this was thanks to a booming amusement park, grand hotels, and steamboats arriving on Oneida Lake. In 1887, local residents donated land and built the Sylvan Beach Union Chapel, offering services for various congregations. In the 1890s, Dr. Martin Cavanagh opened a sanitarium and helped to improve roads, health services, and sanitation. And in the early 1900s, electric trolleys from Syracuse were regularly bringing vacationers to Sylvan Beach. Soon there'd be a destructive windstorm, but it was just one of several disasters the community faced through the years. And whether it's a flood or a fire, neighbors always joined forces to rebuild and recover. In 1918, an expanded version of the original Erie Canal, known as the Barge Canal, was completed, and it directly incorporated Oneida Lake into its route, leading Sylvan Beach to thrive as an active canal port. A golden age ensued, with a surge in cottage and camp construction along the shoreline. Then the Great Depression happened, which slowed resort development, but Sylvan Beach remained a popular summer getaway. Soon, the widespread adoption of the automobile decreased train travel, and this would bring significant changes. there was a decline in grand hotels, and cottages were becoming more popular as summer homes. In the 60s, the completion of Interstate 81 made the commute from Syracuse much easier, and it played a role in the broader trend of suburbanization. Then, Sylvan Beach officially became a village in 1971, and in the decades that followed, it remained a beloved seasonal destination. During COVID, the amusement park was closed, but it was renovated and reopened in 2022. Today, Sylvan Beach remains a popular destination, known for its mile-long beach, diverse restaurants, shops, and entertainment options. New additions, including the Lake House Casino and the Cove's resort-style cottages, offer new ways for guests to relax and play by the lake. Have a good one.